Hi, welcome to this new session that's about the analysis of current trends in human resource management. This session is going to teach you about the current trends of human resource management, human resource practices, human resource activities in the top companies. And when you have such experience and exposure of these all trends, when you join an organization, you'll be much comfortable to deal properly with employees if you're having the manager leadership role, or if you're having just an employee role in the organization. You focus on your target, focus on your task, but still you know these current trends that you feel you're comfortable how to present yourself in the organization. So these are all contents which I have covered in this particular session. It is going to help you in your professional life. So let's begin with the contents. Now here we go. The first thing I have put over there, you can see that is what is human resource management. The, and then what is the history of human resource management. There's a long history. I'm not going into that detail, but let me put you this example. It was 1950s and 1960s. The employees, laborers, had been considered as the machines, and they're not much value on that. They've been looking at the profitability only. But the moment the magnitude of all organizations, the corporate world increased, the volume of the companies increased, they started having head offices, they started having decentralized centers in other countries. So then the companies thought about, it's not only the personnel management, or it's not only the labor as a machine, but they are one of the top capital, top resource that we have to manage effectively. And if you talk about the concept of human resource management, it's managing people effectively. When I say managing people effectively, it means you manage people effectively for the purpose of achieving organizational goals. And that's only possible when you value them, when you listen to them, when you utilize them properly, and when you manage them properly. It's not about just managing people time in, time out, and just paying them and getting work done and all that. No, you can work more on those people with the changing trends which are happening. And nowadays, what you already know, what are the changing trends in this world? It's remote working, it's a work-life balance, a well-being systems, inclusive, the inclusiveness, and then diversity, then equity. All of these modern trends are helping employees because we want to manage them properly. We just don't want just employees to be working with our company, but we want them to stay in the organization, and the good people can stay in your company when you have uh, to pace up with these changing trends to help employees. Because nowadays, in this modern age, employees are supposed to, and they are doing actually, the balance between home, office, remote, their health, their priorities, their vacations off, and all of these activities they are supposed to focus. And when they have such things in their mind, they always look for what company is going to offer to them. So it's never been a work all of the time, but it had been productive work. And if you really looking for, if we all looking for the top companies to have the productivity from the employees, then we have to provide them the productive culture, productive environment, productive support to all employees. And then it might possible that they may be so productive that you've been looking for from the employees. And these are the changing trends which have adjusted, and top companies are doing. They have already started this one. They don't care that employees should be in the office all of the time, but they see what kind of work you do. They assign you the task, and they say the task is given to you, and they are much concerned about the task being done. So top companies always have those activities for motivating the employees. And this is the reason that I have put the red color font size of the letters 3 HRM. If you see or, so that is the most important aspect of human resource management. Resource, people. People talk about the financial resources, they are identified by the human resources. If you talk about technology resource, you get the best technology, but you don't know the people who operate that. You again need human resources. So one of the best and one of the top resource in any organization is human resources. You have to manage them because that resource will utilize your technology. That resource will identify the best possible project in financial sector. They bring money to you, they bring business to you, and there are many other things that will help your company. So that's why I put this red color as the most important resource in the organization. We continue that and we see the next slide. Why? Now we have seen the previous slide. What is the human resource management? Now we see why human resource management is required. I kind of hear some of the things that, oh, AI is taking up everything. AI can take anything, but they cannot take human resource management because they can take few of the things like recurrent process, automatic workflow automation, and everything. That's okay. But identifying people, the right people in the organization, the right feelings of those all people, empathy, understanding people, and listening to them all as a human being, it's not possible from the technology, but human resource is there. So when I say why human resource, because there should be somebody who can answer your question. There should be somebody who can identify the best talent in the organization. There should be some department who can manage and coordinate all other departments in the organization. So human resource is much required in the organization, whether it should be an armed forces, it should be the service company, manufacturing company, or space company, whatever. You always have the human resource department, human resource management. So you know how to manage those people, because if you know the art of managing people, you know the art of putting the right people in the right job. And these are not the buzzwords you might have heard about loads of time about the right people, right time, right job, and everything. These are real things because that helps you to put the right people, to get the right productivity from them, right performance from them. So for that reason, we need human resource management positively, realistically in the organizations. And that's what I have just said about the collaboration in the organization. And the third point, if you see setting the directions, who set the directions in the company? The human resource management. The directions are identified and approved by the top management. But the setting directions, human resource management, who collaborates with the rest of departments, the marketing department, finance department, IT department, legal department, all of those departments, they collaborate with them, they identify some of the things, and then set the direction the work company needs that. And the same direction is being discussed with the top management. That's why human resource management are always known as the strategic partners in the organization. So they are setting the directions. They are telling the top management to induct those people who can run companies in a better way. And managing the resources, we talked about who manage the resources. This is human resource management because we manage resources effectively. As I said, managing people effectively is the concept of human resource management. But if we don't know how to identify the right talent, it means we're not managing resources positively. We are not managing resources that should be managed the way it should be managed. And this is the reason the top companies are very much popular. Top companies, not top companies. Every time I talk about top companies are not top because of many things. It could be, but the top companies are top because of the human resource management initiatives and direction they have set, and collaboration they have created, kind of cordial culture they have initiated, created in the organization where all people are motivated. Everybody is busy and working, so there's no issue in the organization. So that's one of the reasons that how we manage resources effectively in the organizations. So we just talked about what human resource management is about, And in this slide, we have covered why human resource management. Let's see in the next slide how to learn human resource management. Now, this is for you all who registered in this particular professional diploma. This is something that you have to learn human resource management. How do you learn human resource management? Normally, people learn through observing other people. Imagine you are an employee in the organization. You're doing your task. You're attending meetings. You're meeting with people. Some people are leaving in the organization. Some people are joining. You might have heard about some of the concerns of the employees. The way people talking in the meetings. The attitude they do have. Appreciations are happening. Employee of the month, best employee of the year. All of these activities and observations you see. Have you ever thought about why this is happening? Because of the experience. Some people are being nominated as the best employees. Did you notice what thing they had contributed in the organization that they are the best one? Might possible that they are the best in doing the activities they've been doing. So you learn from them what the positive thing they have maintained in their career in the organization. Can you take some of the things from them? Can you learn some of the things from them? So this person, very professional, very good in his in her experience. Everybody likes that person. Did you notice what are the things that person possesses that you can learn from them? This is the experience which you can have. This is kind of exposure which I'm talking about, that you can learn their organization. Of course, you can go ahead on the internet. You can learn loads of things from the social media and everything. But these are real things which you observe, you see, you observe every time it's happening. So you learn that. So why best employees? On what basis they are? What they talk in meetings? How they carry their attitude? What is the positive attitude they do have? How many people have left? Why some of people have not left? How many people have joined? What are the facilities of human resource management? What human resource has asked you? They are asking you to pitch in ideas. Did you participate in that? Why they are asking you to participate? Did you participate that? Or did you not participate that? Why you did not participate? But somebody is participating. Somebody is getting his or her project accepted by the bosses. Did you initiate some of the projects? The experience which you see around the experience, the exposure that you learn. And if you kind of keep an eye open about these things, you're going to have the best exposure, and you can grow like the best employee in the organization. If you adopt all of these things in your life, you're learning, and then you see how you converting, how you transforming your personality into the best personality. Past decisions and mistakes. Learn what happened to that person. He did some past decisions. You, if you're having some managerial position, managerial leadership role, you see that how many people did some of the bad decisions in last year or before that. How this happened? So based on those decisions, company got some losses. Are you going to correct them? Have you listed down some of the things that became the cause of bad decisions? As I mentioned in one of the session, maybe if you learn from your own mistakes, you are wise. But if you learn from others' mistakes, you become genius. Because you got to be so proactive that somebody did this mistake, you learned it because you're learning from them. And when you get a chance to reach that position, You're not going to repeat that one. You're going to ameliorate that. You're going to improve that. You're going to update that, that how you will avoid that mistake that happened by that person, by that boss. So past decisions. Mistakes happen. I mean, it's okay, no problem. That's human error can happen. But are there any things that before these things happen, did you do the execution so good? Did you do the planning so good? If there are right plannings and right strategies are there based on the experience, based on the consultations, based on your professional approach, based on the experience of others, based on the mistakes of others, based on the past experiences. If you kind of see all of those things, why mistakes will happen? So there are less chances. Can happen, we don't deny that, but there are very less chances. So you're comfortable more than 80%, 90%. That's going to be positive. It's going to be a good decision. And through this, what I have just talked about is the information which you collect. If you collect those, that all information, that knowledge you do have, that will help you in your decision making. And if you're having the manager role in the organization, you take the opinions from employees. Employees' opinion matters a lot. Talk to them, listen them, consult them, identify their concerns. Sometimes if you don't even study, you just meet with your people. What consultants do that? What OD practitioners do that? They meet with lots of people in the organization. They find out the concerns and everything, and they utilize the experiences. They come up with a report, and they give you the solutions. The same thing that you can meet with your people. How can you improve that? It might possibly there are 100 employees in your organization, and all 100 points which are there. I'm not saying that you accept all of those 100, but I just have a look over there. Maybe 100 points, some of the points which you like very much. Some of the points are very rational, very logical. And then you really want to take up those points, and in this way, one of the most important thing that I have experienced the top companies do that while they're asking the concerns, while they're asking opinions from the employees. Some employees are good, but out of 100 employees, out of 100 opinions you do have, you might identify some of the employees who are really good. You choose them from that department, give them some more responsibility or more managerial role. Because through these opinions, you identify the opinions good on what you're supposed to do, but then at the same time, you identify the people, the way they have their attitude towards that point, launching of the new product, suggestion into this one, changing in the hierarchy. Somebody walks in and then they want a little more managerial role. They want to accept some more challenges. And then when you come up with any management process or change management process, something new initiative gonna come. So you learn from them and then try to take those people into your team. That's about employees' opinions and concerns matter a lot in the organization. And then you have to compare the human resource trends with other organizations. This is a competition. This is like, if a company like the good company, a good North American company, a good Japanese company, or other Asian companies maybe. So if you see that some company is doing good, on what basis they have done good, you might have seen on the Google, you might have seen the newspaper, you have seen the magazines, you have to seen on companies' websites what initiative they had started. So if PepsiCo started the pay for performance, or the other company started with the 8 points of managerial role in the Google, or maybe some other company start other things, you try to see that what was the impact. So if you're not the same thing, but you can generate some of the new other things by asking those employees in the concerns, and then later on the same concerns you can compare with other HR companies, or other consultancy companies, other manufacturing companies, other companies of other domains. So when you compare HR trends, modern HR trends with other organizations, it's going to helpful. This is what you have learned how to learn human resource management. So, if you really want to be an HR professional and that you're learning in this diploma, so you have to learn experience. You have to gain some experience. You have to gain some exposure by be around with the people, be in a mentoring process, be around with senior people, or be around with some people you can learn from them. Sometimes you have to make other people to learn from you as well, and see what are the past decisions. Read the case studies of the top companies and read some of the case situations of your own company. See what past decisions happen, why this mistake happened. It might possible some of the uncontrollable things possible, like uh, sudden financial crisis or sudden this COVID situation or any things happen. That's okay, but but how did you learn? But there are most of other things that never happen so quickly. So you learn from the corporate style, learn from the human style, learn from the managerial perspective. All of these things you learn, and that is in your mind when you gauge, or just when you see that all, and you're going to see the changing forms, changing trends of organizations. You become one of the trained person in the organization. That's gonna be, and then people, oh, that person, oh my god, one of the best professional person in a. And then people say, oh, that's my manager, that's my employee in a good employee. So that's a great thing. And of course, you learn the opinions, you learn from the people, from their tasks when you see that how they perform that. So you learn so many things in your own style, in your own companies. So we covered about what is human resource management, why human resource management, and how to learn human resource management. Now let's go to the new slide that is about the yes, about further human beliefs and focus. You will see that. Now, in this particular slide, if you see what are the HR beliefs and what are the HR focal points that you have to initiate in the organization. What does human resource actually do in the organization? So the first point, if you see over there, that the human resource identifies talent and builds competitive edge. So this is a responsibility of human resource management. And this is a responsibility of setting directions, as I talked about in the previous slides. That human resource management is supposed to identify the talent. And how do they identify the talent? By different activities, by talking to them, by having their opinions, by listening to them, having the best interpersonal skills with them, talking to them, meetings with them, keep the doors open for you, and then people let people come and talk to you. Arrange sort of meetings. There are some of the companies they do have the innovation room, for example. There's an innovation room. I don't know if you have in your companies. If not, then you learn this. And there's a one designated room in the organization. That's innovation room. So in the morning, you just walk in and you take the marker and you write something. That's it. You just write, no problem. Somebody else will come write. At 5 o'clock, at the end of your day, when it's done, sometimes you walk in and you see these old walls. That could be the best points they have written, the best ideas they might be written over there. Take a picture of them, or maybe note down some of them, and then you see what are the best points. And based on that one, you will see who has done this one. So bring in the meeting and you say, these are the points which you have suggested. So we want to take up some of the points. And who did that? Please come forward. We want to launch this. These little activities, minute level activities, will help you to identify the best talent that's existing in your company but has not been given an opportunity. So they are looking for that opportunity. And you as an HR person, you have to identify that. And this is going to be a competitive age for top companies. How do you have something, we support you with the training, we encourage you, and then you start putting more efforts to learn that. And that's what some top philosophers, they say that if you give responsibility to some of the people, some more responsibility, people even they don't know, they will go and learn it. It's a great opportunity. I mean, this is an advice for you as well. If any company asks you some task which you think it's kind of difficult, take it, take it, learn it, get experience, consult with people, and prove that you can do it. That is the building block of your career of professional level. Then you go to the next one and the next one and the next one. How many years you've been waiting that somebody will choose you in the company? What about that? You step forward and then let people know that I can do this one. I want this opportunity. You show your existence in the organization. Don't just sit and locked in your office. Show existence what you want to do. People notice you. So you show existence. You show. I give this example in organizations. There are 100 people. So there some of the people are marked by the top bosses or human resource department that this person is such a promising one, and any opportunity will come, I will choose that person to give that person some more managerial responsibility because I believe the promising activities that person is doing in the organization is amazing. This happens in the armed forces. In armed forces, top armed forces of the world, if you see that, the cadets, which are very talented cadets, admirals, captains, you see, oh, that person, you mark them, that person has a career. Students, teachers, what teachers do with they see out of 100 students in the class, and you see one student is a good one, and then that is being marked as this person has a promising attitude, a graceful attitude that'll be good for the company. And then you try to give some opportunities. What you do with your family when you have kids, like out of 3 4 kids, you have this kid, or this kid really wants this to study here, or he's very good in IT, or he's very good in management, or very good in sports, very good in this activity. You say that, okay, that person should be given an opportunity. The same happens in the organizations. The people who are existing, who are showing their existence, who are showing their ambitious driven approach to the people, they will be having their opportunity in their life. If not today, but I'm sure they will have someday. But you keep doing. If you work in an organization, you feel that nobody gives you an opportunity, that doesn't mean that you lose your spark. You have a spark. You see, you have kind of some very shining spark in your personality, in your profession. So if you don't get an opportunity in first year, second year, or somewhere in the organization, that doesn't mean that you just phase out your spark which you do have. You keep doing, you keep doing. One day you will get an opportunity. Don't back off. And when you get an opportunity, then you prove 100%. Learn it more and then try to be the best into that activity. So because you're learning about professional diploma and in A to Z HR skills, this is one of the skills that will help you how to make people. It's a both way. I have explained in both ways, like from HR perspective, from company to employees, and have explained from employees to company as well. And the second point, if you see, identifies the training needs as well. This is the typical role of human resource management that you see. Not supposed to give training and spend so much money on every employee, but some of the employees are really good, so you have to identify that this training should be given because this person is very good, he's doing this task, and this task is not being completed because of some reasons. You've got to give some more skills to that person to complete it. Required skills, supporting skills to that person. So identify the training needs for that. And this is the issue that happens, which I was talking about in one of the session, that this is the reason that some employees, after getting the training, they leave the organization, because the training is skills which they got from your company is not being utilized now. And he start looking for other companies where those companies looking for this talent of the training, you got it. So to avoid this mistake, you just identify who needs the training, at what time needs the training. Not everybody getting training. So you got to be proactive to identify that this training will be utilized immediately after this training completion. Then people will stay and learn much in that activity. So this is one of the reasons that human resource uh, should be very efficient in identifying the training needs. And it's the next one we have talked about. Of course, human resource identifies, suggest management to answer employees. They always answer, they always their concerns, and they always empower employees. And they decide that who should be given empowerment is something that you have to let your employees work the way they want to work. Let your employees to do the task that they want to do the task, or help, unless they ask you for any help. So it's okay, because I have given them task and they have to complete the task. I don't care which way they take it, but they are supposed to complete the task. That's it. And then you see the fourth point about employee commitment is key. Now here kind of thing which I would like to inform you that when you say, are you committed? I ask you a question now. You just think about this one. Are you committed to boss? Are you committed to organization? Are you committed to the work? Technically, some of you will say that I'm committed to organization, I'm committed to my work, and some of you will say that we are committed to all of them. Some of you will say I'm committed to my boss because he orders me, he is the boss, and you have to follow that. The answer for this is definitely is that you're committed to all of them. But if I say priority of this one, sequence, if I say sequential order of this one, so you start from work, organization, and a boss as well. Why they hired you? To complete the task. Do you think you can say that I'm very much sincere with my company, but I don't work? That's not acceptable. I'm very sincere to my boss, but I don't care about my organization and work. That's not acceptable. But if you say that I am committed with my work and their work pays back to the organization, because organization is looking for that you perform better. When you perform better, the more business will come. When more business will come, your boss will be happy. So you got to be committed with the work, definitely. You got to be committed with the organization, and you got to be committed with the boss, of course, because you have to accept your boss. And one more thing you have to learn is that you have to accept your boss. And when you know how to accept your boss, forget about the age or qualification or anything. That's not your business. You are there to accept it. You did not hire anybody. They hired you. So your life becomes comfortable. You accept your boss. You show commitment to your work, and you show commitment to your organization. Be a good spokesperson of the company, and then listen to your boss. And the boss, definitely he's asking you to complete the task. That's it. So when I say, are you committed to all of these things which I've just told you? So you learn and apply in your professional life. Think about the things that you've been doing in the organization, how much committed you are. You might be thinking about this one, oh, I was committed and now I got to be committed with my work more. And the next one, you see, employees need to be carefully selected and trained and developed. carefully selected, who needs training, carefully selected, who needs to be developed in the organization. Of course, company has plans of capacity development and enhancing capability of the department, but then HR will involve over there and what employees need and who are the employees to be developed. What are some of the HR strategic qualities, strategic talents? HR plays the role of a strategic partner in the organization. This I have just mentioned somewhere, that human resource management is a strategic partner of the organization. The reason is that the policies they make it, or the policies they should suggest, or the policies they should suggest should not be part of the company. Policies as per the country, policies as per the company, policies as per human rights, policies as per work life balance, policies as per EDI, equity, diversity, and inclusion, and policy about all these strategies of the organization, norms of my organization, some of the values of my organization, which all employees should accept it and work on them. That's why human resource is known as a strategic partner of the organization. And then if you see the second one, there's a top management support is necessary and human resource policy integrated into business. Now, this is debatable, but this is a very good point. The top management should always support the human resource department, definitely. So there are three levels actually. So it's a top level and the middle level and the lower level. So top level, the people who are at the conceptual decision making. So they are the CEOs, CIOs, CEOs, CFOs, top people, and the middle hierarchy people are the the managers, human resource divisional managers, human resource managers, IT managers, MIS managers, finance managers, marketing managers, legal managers, all this one. And the lower level, of course, supervisory, but there's some technical support staff is there. But in between the middle, that's the connectivity between top and down, is human resource management. It is human resource management, and that human resource management should actually get support from the top management. And normally they get it. It's not a big deal. They get it, because they work closely with them. But there are certain things that they have to work on. If there are some financial crisis or financial constraints of the company, that is understandable that you don't get all the support from the top management. But there are some of the things that you can get support from them. So HR strategic qualities are really important, as I said about the second one. So top management should support. That's necessary for the human resource management. And further, if you see the point number 3, that's integrate action on selection, training, reward, and development. So you have to find out who should be rewarded, at what time the person should be rewarded. One of the most motivational thing I always see is that human beings are, employees are really motivated by appreciation. You appreciate that. You appreciate employees. Whatever they do, you appreciate. In appreciation, you will not lose anything, but there are 90% chances that employee turn to be the highest motivated employee. Also, appreciation is kind of message to the other employees that they should also try to do some good things so that they can earn this appreciation. So in that reward or the development of the people, some people get an opportunity. Okay, you travel to another organization, company assigned you task, you go Why some people selected, why not all people, why not other people? Selected based on some promising work you have done, based on some of the talent you do have, based on some of the experience you do have, based on some of the exposure you do have, based on some of the professional attitude, graceful attitude that you have earned in this organization, which you have shown in this organization. So based on that, the person selected to travel around and go around. That is one of the things that we can say that in the reward should be given. In selection, as you know, you have to control the entry in the organization. You hire the best people. You hire and you can train them. And this thing I will talk more in the decisions of HR. When you will learn that session, you will see that how selection is one of the most important decision of human resource management. Furthermore, you can see this: empower workforce and invite them, build good culture, maintain more inclusive environment. Who builds the culture? Human resource management. They innovate some of the activities to involve all of the employees, and they get the due support from the top management. They initiate those activities. Maybe some retreat meetings outside of your company, maybe having some corporate dinners, maybe corporate dinners with their families, or corporate dinners around the world, or some days off, or some activities, some fun activities in the organization. These things will help employees to be more fair feeling, and they start feeling that they are part of organization. So when you appreciate them, when you help them, when you include them, you manage inclusive environment in your company, people feel respected, people feel recognized, they feel that they are part of this organization. That is the basis that you can build a good corporate culture in your company. And this is what is being maintained in the top organizations around the world. You tell me, you as an individual, which companies you like. Which companies you like. Why I like some companies I like. Why you want to work in the companies you want to work. Maybe there might be various reasons, but one of the reasons, oh, that company has a very good culture, very parental culture, very non-interference culture, very professional culture, very caring culture, very modern culture, very good culture, supportive culture. Haven't worked in that organization. When we have such initiatives, such activities, such plans in the organization by human resource management, in connection with the top management, spread it, everybody will be happy. And that's what we should create, that environment in the organization. So in this particular slide, you have learned about HR beliefs and focus. And also you learned about HR's strategic qualities, and being a professional in human resource management. This will help you to be more professional. Let's go to the next slide. These are the current trends in human resource management. Some of the things we have covered in the previous slide as well, but a few of them are really important in this one. So the current trends are always about that you are supposed to focus on the inclusive environment. That's no doubt. Lots of British companies and American companies, they have really created such best platforms where employees are inclusive in the organizations. And people, all of the people, employees would love to work with those companies who are maintaining this diversity, inclusion, equity, justice, organizational justice, and all that. So people enjoy working in those organizations. And if some of the organizations who are not uh, providing such environment, so people will stay for a short time and then they will leave the company after some time. So we have to maintain that inclusive approach in the organization. Flexible work patterns are not a choice anymore, I guess. Integration of artificial intelligence is also not a choice anymore. Modern HR leadership is not a choice anymore, and managing stress is not a choice of the company anymore. But these are the necessary things. These are necessary things that you have to work on that. So I was trying to cover the second one, flexible work patterns of the organization. Is that because nowadays we have so much bombarded information, so many things, as the traffic issues, our financial stability, family concerns, your health concerns, and your own choices, your own learning at your time, because sometimes you also need some time to learn some of the things you read, you expand your knowledge. That is one of the reasons that we have to provide flexible work patterns in the organizations. And most of the companies, they have already done it. They have already done it. For example, we learned about the remote work they can do. Uh, uh, you can ask people to come not all of the days to the organization. They can take 2 days off. You can also replace them that they can take, for example, we always say Saturday, Sunday off days. Some companies have initiated that you work on Saturday, Sundays, but you can take, instead of Saturday, Sunday, you can take Monday, Tuesday off. So your choice. Some people like it. Some people don't want to come at 9 o'clock. They say they will come at 11 o'clock, and in the end, they will leave at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So later part, you keep working. Some employees, there are minimum hours, like 9 hours or 5 hours you complete. After that, you keep adding in your work balance, the hours balance of whole week. For example, from 9 to 5, 8 hours you work. One day you worked 6 hours, I maybe 5 hours, and then later on some days you work 9 hours, so that you keep a balance of this one. 9 hours, 9 hours, then, and there is a maximum limit for this one, a minimum limit. So minimum should be 5. It's not like you come for 2. Or maximum limit, you cannot sit one day that you complete all 12 hours. So there should be maximum limit for 9 hours, maybe, or 10 hours, maybe 7 hours, maybe. These kind of flexible work patterns are helping the organizations because companies are now focusing on the business objectives, on the goals achievements, rather than employees sitting in the organization and utilizing the energy. And this is one of the factor that companies can save loads of money, uh, you know energy, electricity, and many other things. Within this, they can also keep the balance with their families environment, with the family's work environment. Maybe the morning they come and leave their kids in school, and then they can come to organization. They got flexibility, so they have not joined at 9 o'clock, they join 11 o'clock, so later on they can work up to 7 or 8 o'clock. Or there are some people who are in sales department. in other activities which are really important. You're not supposed to come and work from office. You can work always from outside because you're on site. You're outside. All of these things which I have just mentioned are the current trends in human resource management. In addition to that, all which we talked about, the professional trends in the previous slides. Now, integration of the AI is, as I just said, is a necessary thing which we have to adopt, and there are many companies that are adopting. You announce a one job, and there are millions people apply for that, thousands people apply for that. It's not humanly possible to go through all CVs. But what's the best way to do that? Because you have to give a due attention, due care to all of those CVs, all of those resumes. But how this is possible when you don't have resources? So your AI will help you in that. So that's why this is one of the trend that you put, for example, in the form you created, in the AI based form you created, so you can filtrate applications so quickly. For example, you said that 5 years experience, you announce in the job 5 years experience. Somebody who's a 4 years experience has also applied. 3 years experience people have applied. So all of those applications will be filtrated by the AI automatically. So you don't need to worry about that because you did justice. So you are, because your requirements 5 years, so all of those 5 years applications will be forwarded to you by the AI. Or some companies put the nationality even, that okay, this nationality I need. So other nationalities, or this country I need, or this region I need, this experience I need, these many pages I need, this qualification I need, this much grades I need, this is the deadline. This AI is helping us into that perspective. So it's helping a lot actually in today's age. And also we got the modern HR leadership, if you see that. So modern HR leadership is to care, is to talk, is to manage. I mean, I was talking the other day to some of the bosses. People say that it's not the job of the boss to remind people that you should work. I mean, do you think that in today's age, you as an employee, the grown up employee, do you want me to remind you of your own job? What are you talking about? I don't want to remind you. It's your job. You got to do that. You got to be efficient into that. You spend some time, invest some time into learning into that's your job you're supposed to do. Nobody will remind you. Have you heard about some of the things people always say, the reminder kind of things, emails? This is kind of culture which is not maintained in many organizations. This only happens when you get too many people involved in everything. For that reason, you have to keep reminding, for them. But if you have just bifurcated them, you have just distributed them properly, what is their task and who is dealing with them, you just need couple, just one or two, just one reminder maybe. Have you seen, I'm really surprised. I've seen in some organizations, reminder one, reminder two, reminder three, final reminder, please do. What's going on? So that should not be a culture about that one. And there's some of the companies, they have really created such a good environment. You just put one email or one message to people, and everybody will join it. And this, as I just said, if you really involve everybody in everything, then you have to keep the reminders for everybody, because most people will forget that, because everybody's involved in everything. That's why they forget that. But every people should be involved in some of the particular activities in their own domains, in their own department. Then they'll be having less pressure on them. So then they'll be okay, with getting everything done. So that's one of the reason that the current trends are really helping us at the modern HR leadership, which is really good. These are a couple things, but the other things leadership HR is caring, inclusive environment. Most importantly, is a part of the HR leadership, modern HR leadership. A non-interference environment, less fair, not interference environment. I don't want you to do the way I tell you to complete the task. You just do your task. You got to be experienced that one. But within that, the modern HR leadership is that I'm always available at your time. I'm always available. So door is open for you. We are there to support you. If you come up with any support, you request any support, you will get that. But don't expect that the people will interfere over there. So this is, empowerment kind of thing. Empowerment, inclusiveness, work-life balance, helping them, talking to them, sometimes parental leadership, sometimes change management process, walk into their offices, talking to them, getting their graceful and changing their attitude, positive attitude. Tell them your positive attitude with having this aptitude you do have, you can go very high. But some people who are having the negative kind of attitude and they have aptitude, that will not work. So tell them, modern HR leadership, telling people what is required in the organization, give them an opportunity, open opportunity, and open transparent systems you do have in the organization. That's one of the leadership which you have to maintain. There are many other things in the modern HR leadership when you talk in the organizational development and change management process, where you involve all of the people in that change management process, involving them in the decision making, as we have talked about, inclusiveness. Many things are possible, but all of these things which are listed here, that could be part of the modern HR leadership, which is happening in today's age, the fast paced, changing technological age. And of course, within the reference of this modern HR leadership, we also got to manage the stress and engagement at workplace. Do you expect your employees to work under stress? Do you think it's a leadership that you put your employees in stress and you'll get something? It's not a good idea. Don't stress them. Appreciate them. How do you manage that stress? Yeah. Just ask them flexi hours, what they want, why they are having a stress. For example, if you have some task and you don't know how to perform that task, you are under stress. So who needs to support you? Human resource management. Sometimes you're having some personal issues and you're not active at the office. So what HR is supposed to do and walk into you and say, "Are you okay? You're not feeling well. It's okay. You can take a day off. We will take care of this one." But if you keep working over there and nobody asks you, then you will be under stress. Some threatening deadlines, pressures for the employees, and how this has been created because you did not understand the important and urgent task. First of all, give the urgent task to them and tell them these are the important things which you have to do, and your important task can be done at the later stage. Urgency of that. And if somebody is struggling who cannot perform individually, you have to put another person in the team so that both of them they should do. Less stress. Hundreds of things are there for man, but sometimes I always believe that this is something that you as an employee is your own responsibility, because if you take a proper food and proper time, you're healthy, you will not have health issues, so you'll be fine in the organization. Thinking too much of something happen, you have to manage it. You can walk into HR and ask if you have any concerns, so you need that information. You abated that stress. Good companies never disturb you after 5 o'clock of your own time, what I'm saying, so you have no stress with this one. These are the current trends, and the current trends also HR is asking you, writing email asking you, we are writing this email to you, but we are not expecting you that you should answer right now. So this is your choice. you can answer at your own time whenever you answer. That's a beautiful thing. To feel so that you can answer on your own time. We're not pressurizing you. It's okay. So work is work, home is home, your life, health is health. So pressure or the stress is abated, reduced in the organization. So in addition to the previous slides and this slide, you have learned about the current trends in human resource management. And also, this is the last slide. That's about always put one quote for you, one line for you, so that you can remember this one. This will be a smart HR professional. Learn the current trends in HR, which I have just mentioned in this slide. And in this way, if you have seen that after the introduction, this was the first session for the analysis of the current trends in HR. So in this way, after every session, when I'll finish that, you will see loads of these things. And you see all of this listing is being considered, is being covered in this professional diploma. So in this way, we have just covered the first one, introduction you already had. And this one was the analysis of current trends in HR. And all of other good things are still to come. So I hope you have enjoyed this session, and I look forward to seeing you soon in the next session. Thank you very much.